my friends and fellow VEDSies, welcome to day 12. This weekend was D23, the big old Disney Expo where they talk about all of the things. There's quite a lot of things at this point. So I figured that I would comb through all of it and find what I personally thought was interesting. Some things good, some things not, some things just noteworthy to me, because there's a lot of it I don't really have opinions of, you know? There's certain things that are too early on in development for me to really get a good grasp on. There's parks I've never been to, and so I'm not going to pretend that my opinion is particularly relevant to all of those. I'm just going to focus on what I feel strongly about. So I figured let's get started with the couple Marvel things that I thought were particularly interesting. We got the Secret Invasion trailer, which looks fun. I'm just excited to see Maria and Ross and Rhodey again. I'm really excited for Rhodey in particular. Armor Wars is happening and he's finally getting his chance to shine. This is overdue in my opinion. We deserved this sooner and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with him in all of this. But yeah, a lot of the other stuff I don't really have strong opinions about yet. I'm excited for Ant-Man, I'm excited for Guardians Christmas, but there's not a ton yet that's getting me revved up. You know, we didn't get a Scarlet Witch movie announcement. We haven't heard anything about what the White Vision's up to yet. A lot of my particular favorite characters aren't in any of the things they've announced yet, so I'm just waiting around for something interesting to happen. Now for more generalized films, we got the Disenchanted trailer, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have high hopes for this one. I didn't expect it to be bad, but I didn't expect it to be interesting either. But the direction they're going, I'm kind of excited for. It looks like we're going to be deconstructing the evil stepmother trope in particular, which is a really interesting one to really pick apart at, because yeah, a lot of the fairy tale tropes are mostly harmless, but the evil stepmother is more complicated, and I think really going into that one in particular is going to be interesting. And working in that theme of happily ever after isn't something you just get, you have to keep earning it, is really interesting. I didn't expect something that seemed straight out of Into the Woods to show up here, you know? And the cast all seem to be happy to be back. It looks like everybody's having a good time. James Marsden is in a movie musical again, which is the most important thing. We're gonna get evil Amy Adams. That's gonna be iconic. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what looks like is gonna be Enchanted meets WandaVision, which is the most on-brand for me thing I have ever heard in my life. I'm trying not to get myself too hyped for this one, but I am excited. On the complete opposite side, we've got Inside Out 2. So even ignoring the part where they insulted the majority of the original cast by offering them basically nothing, which, you know, is a big deal. I don't blame Bill Hader or Mindy Kaling for not coming back for a 50th of what Amy Poehler is getting. But even aside from that, the concept of an Inside Out sequel is strange. If you were going to do a continuation of this, I feel like you need to do like a TV series or shorts or something where you are bouncing around in different people's brains. And then you can have different people playing the emotions in different islands and you can have some fun with that. But instead, we are going to have to reckon with teenage Riley. And one of the things that is really smart about the original movie, in my opinion, is that they chose the perfect age to set the story at. She's like 11, 12, she's a tween, and so we're transitioning from kid to teenager, and so we're able to poke fun at some of the little puberty stuff without having to deal with some of the puberty stuff. If you make her any older than that, you start getting into weird territory where either you're gonna hocus pocus it and be a little more real than anybody wants you to be as a Disney movie, or you're gonna be really inauthentic because you're not touching on all of the topics that we all are aware are going on. So you're already kind of at a weird position here. And then you add on that there's gonna be new emotions in this movie. Even though the entire ending of the first movie is about how, while emotions get more complicated, it's all the original 5 emotions blending together to make more nuance, not necessarily new emotions. And no one else has any different emotions, so presumably Riley is either extremely special or this emotion dies at some point. And you can see why I'm a little concerned. Not a little. I'm a lot concerned. I have no idea how they're going to do this in any way that makes sense. I'm not convinced they can. Such a strange series of choices to follow up such a wonderful movie with something that doesn't seem to have an understanding of what made that special to begin with. I don't know. Maybe it could be good. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't see how I could be. Caleb, you should be proud of me for not making the joke about the new emotions being horny again. We've also got Mufasa the Lion King, a prequel to the live action but not actually live action because there's only one shot of it that's actually live action and the rest is CG. Lion King. Did anyone want this? I just don't see a point. This feels like something that might be an interesting one episode of one of the Lion King TV shows. It certainly doesn't seem like a movie. I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but I don't see how. What does not seem like a dumb idea, however, is what they are doing for the Muppet Christmas Carol. You see, for the 30th anniversary, they have announced that they are putting When Love Is Gone back in. So when you go onto Disney Plus to watch it this December, When Love Is Gone will be back in the movie where it belongs. Thank fucking God. I got so mad last year when I realized it wasn't there. The scene is beautiful. The song is wonderful. It is essential to the movie. So the fact that we've got it back is good news. I think it might actually be the news I'm most excited about in the entire D23 Expo. When my brother texted me about it, I was so excited and giddy, and I'm surprised I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this because I think it's neat. Speaking of the Muppets, we're also going to get a new Muppet TV show on Disney Plus called The Muppets Mayhem, which will be following the Electric Mayhem, trying to make it big in the music industry. Honestly, I think this is a pretty smart thing to do with the Muppets. I think focusing on small subsets of Muppets and doing good projects for individual groups or individual Muppets might be a better idea than trying to do big Muppet projects, because we haven't had a good big Muppet project in a while. So just focusing on the Electric Mayhem or like Rizzo and the Rats seems like a good idea to sort of get the franchise back on its feet. And yeah, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem haven't really had their time to shine in a hot minute, and I'm excited to see them really get a chance to shine. We also got the teaser for Lightning Thief, and I didn't think I could get more hyped. I did not think I could get more hyped for this show. However, hearing Walker deliver that speech, I was so hyped. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I'm so excited. He sounds so young, and that really is bringing such a wonderful energy to this show, and I'm really excited to finally see Percy Jackson done right on the big screen, or the small screen, or really anything that's not just the musical. I'm just really excited about that. Now we're going to move into the parks news, which is where I have most of my opinion. First, there is talk of a Coco and or Encanto land being included in Magic Kingdom. I'm gonna just say this straight up. I'm not a big fan of IP lands. It's a lot of time and a lot of money, and God forbid you don't like the IP and are dragged into that section of the park. You are fucking doomed. Now, I think Coco has had a chance over the years to prove its longevity, and it definitely deserves some more representation in the parks, and Kanto is a little too new to really have that sort of judgment made, but I don't see why either of them need a whole dang land. That seems excessive. Moana is getting a whole bunch of stuff. Moana is apparently going to be in Epcot, not where I would have thought to put her, admittedly. And maybe also in Animal Kingdom, which makes a little more sense, but also that might be a Zootopia section, which, I don't know, that feels a little strange for Animal Kingdom. I mean, they're animals, but it's a very different vibe than Animal Kingdom, and also whatever they're going to be doing is going to be replacing Dino Land USA, and I know no one likes Dino Land USA. I know this, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a good land. However, the dinosaur ride is my most ridden ride in Disney World, and so the idea of it going away is sad. I love Dinosaur as a ride, and seeing it go would be a massive bummer. I wouldn't be mad about either of those properties getting a section of Animal Kingdom, especially if it's only as big as Dino Land USA, but I'd miss it. We've also gotten more details about Tiana's Bayou adventure. It seems like it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that I'm not a little bummed that they're putting it after the movie so Dr. Facilier is dead, but I understand why, and it still looks interesting, and so I'm excited to see how exactly that pans out. In Disneyland, they are redesigning Toontown. I feel like this is like the 5th time they've done it, and so I don't know why. Never been to Disneyland, so I can't say too much, but this feels like one of those times where you might want to admit that it just isn't working out. They also very casually dropped the idea that there might be a villain land, which, oh my god, can we please get a villain land? I want a villain land. I think everyone wants a villain land. That sounds like the sickest shit ever. You could have the coolest rides, so much could be going on. The shows would be fucking fantastic. James, your House of Villains idea, this would be the perfect place for it if they actually do this. I mean, the meet and greets, this would be so sick. Can we please do this? Oh my god, can we please? This is the oh my, please. I've been wanting to go back to the parks for a while now, but if Villain Land happened, I would definitely make it a priority. Pacific Wharf in Disneyland is going to be redesigned as San Francisco from Big Hero 6. I know what I said about IPs having their own sections of the park, but I mean, if they're gonna do it, I feel like San Francisco is a really interesting setting and you can do a lot of fun things with it. So I'm curious to see how that one goes. I think that one could be interesting. The most important parks news is that the Hatbox Ghost is coming to Disney World. We're getting the Hatbox Ghost in our Haunted Mansion. I am delighted by this. I am so excited. It's just nice. I mean, it's not a big change. It doesn't really alter anything in the grand scheme of things. I just like it. It makes me happy. I want to see him. But yeah, those are the things that caught my eye in the D23 announcements. There are plenty more, but most of them I don't really have an opinion of. I'm curious to hear what y'all think, if there's things I didn't cover that you're excited for, if you have different opinions about these announcements than I do, if you have the same. I'm excited to see how some of this turns out in the end. Because really, these are just announcements and trailers. We have no idea what these finished products are going to look like. And with that, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I will see you tomorrow.